I don't think government should be in money. They weren't before. They just they weren't really in it before. Gold and silver was money and things that are scarce, not things that government point at and do voodoo to, and you try to store your life's work in a bunch of voodoo pictures of dead people, lithograms of dead people, and think that those dead people's lithograms have enough voodoo power to hold your work.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Spanos. Yeah. You're the founder of the first cryptocurrency exchange, and you were the senior advisor for 5 presidential campaigns. And you were involved in the End the Fed movement.
Sure, yeah.
Could you tell us how this movement started and whether it changed anything for the better?
Well, Ron Paul wrote a book, End the Fed. And many of us were support. I worked for Ron, and the grassroots movement grew exponentially behind that. Like the more louder people could go there. And then we had Campaign for Liberty, that was a little more organized. But what we did was Ron Paul, who was a congressman, he ran for president 3 times. He wrote a bill to audit the Federal Reserve. So we followed and we trained the kids, because I was the oldest one, I think, except for Ron, to follow the elected officials around when they showed up to affairs in their districts with a camera and ask them why would they not vote for that bill when it does come up, or why would they not want an audit of the Federal Reserve.
Yeah. When did you first realize that Bitcoin could be more than just a speculative asset? What was the turning point for you?
So Bernard von Nuthouse made the Liberty Dollar. He had Ron Paul's face on there back in 2007. And then the FBI came in. He had bills and electronic money, but the FBI came and took his $17 million worth of gold. And before that, there were many attempts. So when I first heard of Bitcoin, without reading anything, I just thought it was centralized. So I didn't have the aha moment at that second. I go, yeah, whatever. At one of our events, a gal had a table, like right here. I think it was in Valley Forge. I think it was Valley Forge event. And then, months went by, a few months, this, that, and then, I read the white paper. And because they would destroy my candidates every time I had a candidate that would go against Federal Reserve or mainstream issues. The mainstream media would destroy us a few weeks before election time. So after the last time, when Ron lost Iowa, we were winning in Iowa. And then when he lost Iowa in 2012, at the beginning of 2012, we knew we were going to lose at the end of 2011, December something. Then I said, you know what, my candidate's going to be Bitcoin. They can't destroy Bitcoin on election day, because they get focused to destroy you on election day, but they can try all they want. Then every day is election day for Bitcoin.
Nice one, yeah. After El Salvador, which country will be the next country to declare Bitcoin legal tender?
Well, I think a country has to have a dollarization first. Because if they have their own central bank, there'll be too many forces against adopting the Bitcoin as legal tender. But if they have the dollar, what the heck do they care?
So do you think Argentina is on the right track?
Yeah, it looks like the path that has to happen, because, if you have a central bank and you're printing currency, a lot of people are getting that currency. And if a lot of people are getting that currency, they're the ones who are going to stop you adopting Bitcoin as legal tender. So I think you have to have dollarization before you can have Bitcoinization. I think.
And what concerns do you have with regards to CBDCs, if any?
CBDC Dolphin Coin.
Central
Do a flip and you can spend your money. Coin.
Central bank.
Carrot and the stick coin.
Yeah. Normally they say central bank digital currencies, but yeah.
Well, you just talked to me. You're in the vicinity of me, so you have to do 48 hours of re-education AI on your phone, or else you can't eat. So I don't think government should be in money. They weren't before. They just they weren't really in it before. Gold and silver was money, and things that are scarce, not things that government point at and do voodoo to, and you try to store your life's work in a bunch of voodoo pictures of dead people, lithograms of dead people, and think that those dead people's lithograms have enough voodoo power to hold your work at the rate that you worked at. People save their money for years, and and then it's worthless. The voodoo isn't working anymore.
Absolutely, yeah. Is Bitcoin a viable alternative to CBDCs, or are there other alternatives as well?
Of course, when CBDCs come out, the Bitcoin's going to skyrocket because it's going to be the only cash, because they're going to want you to turn in your cash for the CBDC. It happened in Nigeria already. As a matter of fact, they throttled the ATMs where you can only take $20 out a week or whatever. They burnt down the ATM machines, and Bitcoin doubled in Nigeria.
Are you a Bitcoin maxi?
Well, I think that Bitcoin is the only cryptocurrency, and all the other ones are projects. I'd rather have those projects than shitcoins, than penny stock. Because a penny stock, there's no transparency. I'd rather have the transparency, so it's a step in the right direction. So yeah, Bitcoin is the only cryptocurrency. The rest are projects. They have CEOs, they have all this stuff. Bitcoin doesn't have any of that.
Exactly. Is Bitcoin already indestructible, or are there still weak points to consider?
We have to protect Bitcoin and stay diligent protecting Bitcoin and doing whatever we can to make sure that this only weapon that we have against our owners, thrives.
So for the non-technical user, what is the way to protect it? Have a node or anything else?
Just saying, stay active, keep your ear to the grindstone, your nose to the grindstone, and protect it politically.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.